Gus Gotzi here for the Coastal Virginia Chamber of Commerce, another one of our civic engagement platforms. We think they're all great, of course, but this time we have a candidate, a Republican candidate for the 90th district, which covers a big chunk of Norfolk and a sliver of Virginia Beach. Mario Portillo is with us. Mr. Portillo, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, JP.
I'm not butchering your name too much. Can I just go ahead and call you Mario?
Sure, that'd be fine. Mario, tortilla,
Now, just a quick background on him. And besides the fact that he was 20 years in the Navy, he came over here from Guatemala in 1978, served for 20 years in the United
26.
States. 26.
Yes.
And see, I'm screwing up then already here, and I did my homework. I cheated you out of that. Thank you for your sacrifice again on behalf of the chamber. And now he's taken upon himself the civic responsibility to run for the House of Delegates seat there in the 90th district. To be fair disclosure, we invited his opponent to come on. She has not responded to our invitation, and so that speaks for itself. Mario, why are you running for House of Delegates? It's a big job.
I understand that. Well, in the last year, with everything that's been going on with COVID, with our government, I've been looking at, or actually asking myself, why doesn't anyone do something? And then I was like, well, you can do something. And so I've been talking to people, getting a lot of advice, a lot of friends, family. And, they encourage me, you should do it. You have the backbone to do it. You have the knowledge to do it. You have the experience to do it. And I think you would be great for it because you know the common man, the backbone of America, the backbone of Hampton Roads. You know what it is to work hard, to love your family, and just to enjoy life. And that's what I want to be able to do, is just represent people and think the way people think, not politicians.
Well, that's you said two things. Again, your background being from Guatemala and that experience, but of course, 26 years of sacrifice in the Navy gives you a great deal of credibility and experience. But why are you qualified to be in the House of Delegates?
Well, it's a great question, and I'll tell you this. In my 26 years in service, I lived anywhere from Alaska to Hawaii, all along the West Coast and here, and in the Midwest also. But when I served with multiple units. I served on 3 different ships, 2 amphibious ships and a carrier. I was with the Marines for 9 years, Seabees for 2 years, and I was boots on ground in Afghanistan with the Army. I also assisted in recovery efforts at post-Katrina and also at the Banda Aceh tsunami. And so I worked with federal agencies, whether it be the CDC, the World Health Organization, FEMA, and of course, local and state departments or health departments. And so as a corpsman, I've seen a lot. And with everything that's going on with COVID now, I think I have a better understanding of how to deal with it and how to help people through this, whether it be businesses, whether it be small communities. One thing I've noticed is with COVID, it's impacted so many people, but we can't really focus on one thing, and that is helping people. And I don't see that much when it comes from Richmond, that they pass out all these rules, all these regulations, but there's really no assistance provided.
You told me about when you said you were a Seabee. A good buddy of mine named Alan Dunleavy from here, he explained what the Seabees really were. And that really is a helping organization. Between him and the John Wayne movie, The Fighting Seabees, I finally learned about that. But thank you for that.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, going to Richmond, there's more to that. Besides COVID, there's other issues that I consider very important. First of all, pro-life. Being a hospital corpsman, I took an oath to save lives. And I've seen what war causes. I've seen the worst in mankind, but I've also seen the best in mankind. And to all like I said, all the laws that are coming out from Richmond continue to impact the common man, continue to either make it easier for people to do wrong or make it harder for people to do right. Also in regards to like the Second Amendment, there's just so much coming out of Richmond that I think what we need is change. We don't need politicians in Richmond. We need people that have common sense, that know the people, and can truly think that way and represent them. So that way, when laws are being or are trying to be passed, I can look at them from a different point of view. From the common man, and say, okay, how is this going to impact the small business owner? How is this going to impact the mom the mom that's taking care of 3 kids, but she can't leave the house because, her kids are on Zoom trying to do school. I mean, there's so much going on. And I think what we need is just common sense approach when we are in government.
Mario Portillo joins us here on the Coastal Virginia Chamber of Commerce. I'm JP Gotcha, your host. He wants to be your next delegate for the 90th district there in Norfolk and a slice of Virginia Beach. We're going to have him on for a few more minutes. Mario, you mentioned the Second Amendment. There was a lot of laws passed in the special session, I guess, and even before, by the Democratic-controlled House and Senate there and executive branch. What are your thoughts about that? Because there's mixed reviews.
Well, for me, like I said, being a corpsman, I've seen what weapons do in war, but also I've seen what weapons help people. If it wasn't for weapons, I truly believe we'd be in chaos. But right now, what the government in Richmond is trying to do is take away just common sense laws in regards to either open carry or concealed carry. They want to pass laws that says if you conceal carry or open carry in a public place, of all places, a public place, you could be charged with a misdemeanor. That to me is just nonsense. We should be able to protect ourselves the way we want to, not how the government says. And so when you limit people from having the ability to decide how to protect themselves, we're going to have more problems than safety. We're going to feel not safe in our homes, not safe in the streets, because our hands are being tied.
Biggest issue that people said to you, seems like every candidate we talked to all year, it's been COVID, COVID, COVID. What are you hearing?
Same here. COVID, of course, it's at the forefront of everything, and then it impacts everything from education. Our kids are stuck at home. We're having more kids with depression, more kids with anxiety, because all they see is a screen. They don't have that human contact. Then we're going outdoors, and it's sad that we have to limit ourselves where we go and who we go with. I understand, like I said, I've worked in the military as a healthcare provider, and one of my specialties was preventive medicine, prevention of disease. And even the CDC says that, in their testing, masks provide some protection. So they're not even sure. And I'm saying we need to follow regulations. The CDC says wear masks, we wear masks. But then there's other things that the governor, for example, continues to change the phase. Here in Hampton Roads, he has a different phase than in Richmond, than in the eastern part or the western part of Virginia. And so that also sends confusion to people, because people are like, well, here in Hampton Roads, why are we different than, let's say, in the peninsula? Why are they in phase, one phase and we're in another? And
Well,
so
let me interject on that. Common sense tells me that Virginia Beach being the biggest city, and with Hampton Roads having 1.75 millions, just the 7 cities, that we should be different than out in Wise County because of that. I don't want to put words in your mouth. But
no, and I understand that. But one of the things that you'll see also is we're setting these standards. But if we look at, for example, in the 90th, we only have 4 testing sites for COVID for 80,000 people, only 4 in the whole district. So, if we're going to say we need to do this, then we need to provide the testing. We need to provide the information. One of the things that I hear also being Latino is a lot of Latinos are not even going to get tested because they're afraid that, either they'll ask for documentation. And so we have to get that information out. And I don't think that, the governor has sent any information out in Spanish. And if he has, it's been a short blurb and that's it. And so I think we need to do more on education. Education is the key. If people don't know what is happening, how to deal with it, we're going to continue to have spikes. We're going to continue to, grow weary of everything that we're supposed to do. And a lot of people are just say, you know what, I'm just going to do my own thing because there is no information, no proper education.
Well, there you have it. Mario, it's almost election day. What are you going to do between now and I guess Sunday? Again, from 1 to 5 there at the American Legion, number 234. Is that the one on Military Highway right off?
No, it's actually American Legion Post 327 off of Tidewater. It's on Lesnar Avenue. And
right off of Tidewater. To
yes.
Make sure we got that right off Lesnar Avenue. What are you doing between now and Sunday to get those few voters through the drive-thru and they're not picking up a Big Mac?
Well, I'll tell you this, I'll continue doing what I've been doing, which is something I love. I've been riding my motorcycle, which makes it a whole lot easier to get on and get off, knocking on doors. As I'm riding my bike, I have a Can-Am Spider, so it attracts people naturally. And so, as I go around, people come to me and ask me about my bike, which gives you an opportunity to tell them who I am, why I'm running, and the reason they should vote for me. And I'm enjoying meeting the people of the 90th. There's a great bunch of people here, and it's just for me exciting just to be in the race.
To get out your website or how people can get in touch with you, because Max, our magician there that runs the technical aspect of the Coastal Virginia Chamber of Commerce, is going to do his best to get this up on our website ASAP. And we'll get this to you that you can put it up on your site and do whatever you'd like to it, because again, we only got less than 4 days. What's your final message and how people can get in touch with you between now and Election Day?
Well, my final message would be come out and vote. If anything, do your civic duty. Vote for the person you believe is the best for the job. I believe I'm that person. I have the experience, I have the knowledge, and I have, the drive to do it. And actually, I have a lot of time also being retired. But if you want to get to know more about me, you can find me on Facebook. It's Portillo 2020. On Instagram, Portillo for Delegate, and on Twitter, Portillo 2020.
All those things right there. You heard it from Mr. Mario Portillo. He wants to be your next delegate. We're delighted that you could come join us, especially on short notice. I've enjoyed our conversation. I look forward to you taking me to one of those fantastic Mexican restaurants, Spanish restaurants, Latino, whatever. There's so many great ones, and you could teach me a little bit about that better.
Definitely. There's tons of restaurants out here. I know the owners by name, and they will feed you amazingly.
You heard it right there, Mario Portillo. He wants to be your next delegate. We're glad that he joined us. We're especially glad you joined us. Thanks to Max, our technician, who's putting all this together. Again, Gary C. Botter, our chairman and executive director, Ron Villanueva. We want you to be part of our team, so come to the Coastal Virginia VA, coastalvachamber.com to learn more. Until next time, our Civic Engagement Platform, JP Guscazzi. I'll see you then.